Hi, I'm Brian from the Ensemble Edge Cloud team. This is the second part of a two-part series. And in the earlier video, we showed how to set up the optimization and the ports when defining a VNF type. So now we're going to continue from there and create an initial configuration so that every time we launch this VNF type, it is automatically configured the way we want it. We're starting from the directory of the VNF types defined. To continue, we want to edit the VNF type we worked on earlier, which was called FortiGate-DPI. As you can see, in our earlier video, we defined a couple of different optimizations for this VNF type, and we defined the number of ports we want. Now we want to provide the configuration needed to initialize the VNF. We do this under the User Data menu. It's important to know that different VNFs can have different ways of initializing. Ensemble supports several options for initializing VNFs, so no matter what method needed, Ensemble can support it. Most VNFs use Cloud Init, and that is the case for the one we're working with in this video. So we click on Add User Data, and we give the user data collection a name. Ensemble has a powerful capability that can string together combinations of multiple types of user data and set the order in which they get applied. In this video, and in most cases, you'll only need one configuration type for a VNF, so we set the execution order to 1 and the MIME type to none. I'm going to paste in a simple initial configuration snippet for this VNF. Now what we have at this point is a static configuration. That means every VNF is going to get the exact initial configuration with the exact same values. That's probably not what we want. Usually, when we spin up a VNF, there are certain values that should be unique to that instance. Those typically are not the same for every instance of this VNF. So we want to turn this static configuration into a template and have that template create a form on the director UI so that a user can fill in those values on the UI or through an API when they define each new instance of this VNF. To do that, we edit this configuration by replacing explicit values with a variable name in double braces. We're going to make hostname a variable. We're going to replace the password with a variable. And we put this one in quotes so that the password can include special characters. We'll replace the WAN IP with a variable. And we'll replace the gateway IP with a variable that the user can enter. Now we've turned this static initial configuration into a template and we want to save it. The final menu we want to edit is the VNF properties. On this menu, we're going to add entries for every one of the variable names we used on the User Data tab. So we fill in our first variable name, which is hostname, and we give it a description and a default value. Then there are 5 checkboxes below. Mandatory simply means that you need to fill in this value in order for the service creation to go forward. Exposed to the user, whether or not you want to expose this property to users when they add the VNF. Shared property, whether or not you want to make this available to all the VNFs. Send to metadata server. You select this attribute for pretty much all of the variables you're going to define. Is sensitive. Selecting this attribute marks the property as sensitive, and so that means it'll be encrypted in the Ensemble database, and when it's displayed on the screens to a low privilege user, all they're going to see is asterisks for the values. So now let's go through and do this for password. Next, we add the WAN IP value properties. Finally, we add the gateway variable. So now we've created a VNF type in Ensemble. It's ready to be used. We can orchestrate it as a live service, or we can reference it as part of a cloud service template that in Ensemble we call network service templates. Thanks for watching.